Okay, I think I'll...
Yeah, we're ready. So, we're missing Flora. That's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with the boys anyway, because Laura and April, I know, are coming. Oh, April's right in front of me. There you go. But I want to go over, I want to say a few things first of all. I have the handouts that I normally give. I might have added it to you. I've got the updated record. This is all on my board, too. These are the updated records. I've got all the Franklin Park runs that you did. I have the your best home times, average place, that sheet updated. I've got our standings, and I've got the Eastern Mass results. So I've got one for all of you. I know some of you keep books. I've talked to you about this before. One of the things we have to do in Burlington in order to be a team champion is we need to continue trying to do things out of season, running during the summer. I know a lot of you run track, but if you keep track of this kind of stuff, and I've asked, I know some of you keep notebooks, that's why I do this after every meet. That's where it helps you do a lot of that. But if you keep track of that, and if you kind of think globally, you know, a few of you are doing that this year in terms of, you really need, if you're going to improve in a sport like running, you really got to keep track of all those meets. You got to be looking in the paper. You're going to see what the competition is. You're going to see how good they are. I mean, if you really are striving to do that, you know, in all honesty, I've said this before about cross country. You're into this for lots of different reasons, and a lot of you get different things out of it. Social aspect of it, the health aspect of it, the exercise. But you've got to remember it's a varsity sport. And in all honesty, too, you know, this is a night where I think all of you are, in your own way, champions. We've talked about the fact that it allows you, you know, when I think of some of you that started this year, I think for the first time I'm giving out three, for the boys, 3 4-year plaques. Three seniors that have been with me since freshman year. Some of these kids couldn't even run around the school one time, and here they are competing at the state level. It's something you've got to keep track of it and work at. And in particular, I need to, you know, as I said, this is a time to recognize excellence. And I want to make a point of mentioning, you know, if we look at the guys, Scott and Matt were all-stars this year. Danielle was an all-star for the girls. There's a lot of improvement with everyone. If you look at your best times on our course, if you're looking at times at Franklin Park. But it's also time to make sure we recognize the hard work that Danielle put in, that Matt put in, that Scott put in, not only to become Middlesex League All-Stars, but to do as well as they did in those state meets, in particular Danielle and Matt. And the fact that, you know, Matt goes to all states, and Danielle just really didn't just miss it, but was awful close. And I would expect that Danielle puts the same amount of time and effort, which I know she will, into the sport off-season and next year. She'll probably go to all states next year. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort. And I think if you're going to look up to two people, you ought to look up to Danielle and to Matt, and you ought to emulate them. And if you can be like they are in this sport, you'll be like they are. You know, running good times, running at state meets, achieving excellence above and beyond your own personal. That's fine, and I'm glad that's part of it for all of you. It is. All of you have improved. But there is that other aspect where you can go on and be a state champion, Middlesex League All-Star, and you also want to strive for that. So I just want to congratulate those three in particular as Middlesex League All-Stars and for the state level competition and how well they did this year. And I do recognize the hard work, and I think if all of us can learn to be more like them, we'll be a much better team. So I think you ought to give them a round of applause. You know, some of the kids, when we started first year, you know, I can think, and I don't want to name names, but we've lost some kids, and you know who they are along the way, because it's hard work. You know that. Kids don't want to come out and run 3, 4, 5 miles. They get, you know, so I give a lot of credit to all of you, at whatever level you're at, for sticking and hanging in there, because it's not easy. And track and cross-country sports that take a lot of self-discipline. That's why all of you are such good students. You know, you budget your time, and you're disciplined. It takes a lot of discipline. I want to do a few thank yous before we get to awards, too. I want to thank the runners. I want to thank Matt's grandfather. This is like the third time he's done it. Not aware of it. He did two at houses this during the season and this, and you know, know I appreciate it, and I know the kids do, and all the other parents that helped and contributed either, stopping traffic or just cheering at the meets or preparing these meals. It's just really nice of you. I know the kids appreciate it. I want to thank our athletic director, Mr. Gillis, is here. And I think you're aware of this. Mr. Gillis, I know all of you know who he is. I know he knows all the parents here. And, we should be aware that we're fortunate to have an athletic director that recognizes the smaller sports. Sometimes it may not be intentional. In some schools, it tends to be football and basketball, but Mr. Gillis has been extremely supportive of cross country, and it's a pleasure to work with him in terms of helping me with my paperwork and getting us to the meets and getting us to the buses. So we owe him a big thanks too, and thank you very much. Matt's here. Matt does our officiating. He rides his bike over to Woburn and Winchester. He's a good fan, and we appreciate all the food done for us. I appreciate it. I'm very good with numbers. I'm very good with numbers.
Wow.
No. But Matt's a whiz with numbers, so he can do the scoring really well. And I want to thank my wife, Laura, who's my assistant at all the state meets, and she does a lot of work behind the scenes. You can quiz her. Name a runner, she'll know who, up team. She's very good with the names and the competition. She helps me do a lot of the lineups, and she's just been a real help. A couple of general points. Danielle did get a new record this year at the Melrose course. So she's got their course record, which is pretty good. Matt has got 20 records. And he has our new course record this year at Burlington. As well as any numerous. You can look at them on the sheets. I'm not going to go through every one of them, but Matt certainly has replaced some of the names that have been there for quite a while. I want to, again, in general league meet, we had 3 boys in the top 20. Kenny was 18, Ken? 18? 18. Scotty was 6, and Matt, of course, was league champion this year. It was quite an accomplishment. Danielle was 7. Overall teams, 5 and 4 the boys. We really, I know this sounds, you've heard this before, but the boys really could have been 9-0. We lost to beat by 2 points, which we had 1. We lost to beat by 5 points, which we had 1. Not blaming you, it's just the way it goes. And the other 2, with Reading, I was thinking there, Rubin and Stone, with Reading and, what was the other one? Lexington. We're close. We didn't get slot. We were close. We were right in there. And we had a couple runners out for various reasons, injuries and other reasons, and so we were short-handed a little bit. But 5 and 4 is not really indicative of what a great season the boys had this year. Girls were 1 and 8, and that's really not indicative of their season either. It doesn't sound real good. But the girls, with a few people, again, there were some absentees there. There were some girls missing at various times. We could have been maybe more like 3 and 5. And 1 and 8 doesn't sound nice, but again, sometimes the scores aren't real indicative of the season. The girls had a real good season. And to be quite honest with you, the girls next year, as we come back into this, we already know we have one of the best runners in the league in Danielle. Maureen and Kelly are right there, and Laura, near the end of the season, finally showed what she can do when she really puts her mind up to running. Finished 117th at the state meet and just blew her time away. And we've got 3 or 4 runners that have a lot of ability right now, and other girls willing to work. And if we can, our goal's got to be. I've talked to the new captains, who I'll announce her in a minute. We got to have some meetings at the junior high in the spring. We got to have some meetings at the high school in the spring. We got to generate interest. We want to get the program built up. We want to make sure we have 10 or 12 girls next year. We want to make sure we have 12 or 15 boys. So we're going to work on that as one of our goals. Captains next year are going to be Kenny and Lester for the guys. And I hope they would help me going to get some interest going here and have some meetings. And on the girls' side, Danielle, again, and Maureen is going to be the co-captain. I guess. Okay. Let's get to the awards. The girls are here, so maybe we'll do the...
Yay.
Should I do the girls first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do the guys. No, so... Ladies for gentlemen. Let's do gentlemen.
No.
I think Mr. Wood.
Okay. I'm just going to call your name up. Just walk up. I'll give you something.
No.
Kenny Chung. Average place. Average. Not yet, Kenny. Give me 2 minutes, then you can come up. Average place in all his races was 5th. He was basically our 3rd runner. Captain next year, 20th in the sophomore race at state coaches and got a medal. 18th in the league meet. And Kenny doesn't really work a lot in the summer. I don't mean to be critical, but he knows that. And Kenny decides that he's going to really run in the summer and work harder at that part of it. Kenny could be, I don't want to say he could be a new category Mac, because he'll never be a new category. He could come off a close.
People skills. Exactly.
Kenny's got a couple awards. Kenny gets a 2nd-year bar, but I usually give some medals out, some extra medals. And I apologize, I have 2 girl medals, but I was supposed to have, I have 2 girl medals and 3 boy medals, except one of the guys is a girl. So Kenny, no, I'm giving Kenny this as most valuable. And because one of the boys is, I'm going to bring to school the boy medal. I'm going to return the girl medal. I have it at home. Kenny's getting most valuable. By holding that 3rd spot religiously, and he did during our meeting, he was very key in all our victories. He got sick near the end, but he really was, in my opinion, the most valuable player on the team. And that's what he's getting that medal for. And he's getting this 2nd-year bar. He's a captain. Dan Fitzpatrick. Dan gets his 1st-year letter. Stay there, Dan. Dan took 2 minutes off his home course time this year. So from the time he started with Woburn, 2 months later when we run Lexington, Dan took 2 minutes off his time, which is a lot of time, and he did a really good job. Dan, as I think all 3 of the freshmen that came out this year, have a lot of potential, and he's got to continue, as we said, to work in the summer and off-season. He did run at the state coaches and finish Catholic Memorial, 32nd, and you got a medal. And you got a medal. So you got his 1st medal this year. And at the state meet, he was 223rd, but first state meet as a freshman, he finished, he did great, and way to go. Anyway, let's get a little later start. Anup Patel, another great captain. Beat his best time by 1.5 minutes this year. He had his best season. Anup's got a good form. He's a good runner. He's getting better and better, and I think he's going to have a great track season. He's made a lot of improvement this year. Very hard worker. Anup's another one who's a very, very hard worker. Always stopping by my room, always talking to me about track and cross country. 117th at Eastern Mass. Average place was 7th, which is not shabby at all. Practices hard, a lot of potential. Him and Matt Rubino went back and forth for the 4th and 5th spot. I know there's a little competition there between them, and that was good because what it did is it helped our team because they were battling, but, you know, even within the team, you know, this running thing is, I always told the kids, if you can beat Matt, if you can pass him, don't hang back because it's Matt, or don't hang back because it's Dan. If you can pass him, you need to do that. So they were fourth and fifth, alternated back and forth, but again, Anoop's been with me for 4 years, and of course I had Anoop's brother, and so I'm not going to have a Patel on the team now, but anyway, there you go. That's probably a good thing.
Oh, that's a picture. Yeah.
It's a nice class, by the way.
The dry time.
You know what? Dan Fitzpatrick, I forgot. Come on, I always forget people. You get this too. I was your freshman of Blue Ribbon, just because it's their first year and they did so well. So for hanging in there, because a lot of freshmen start sports and they don't finish, and you did, and I appreciate that. Dan Roderick. Dan got sick this year near the end, but Dan's claim to fame is, Dan's always the first person to practice. Even beats me, and I get out there pretty fast, right? Are you not the first? You're always the first. A minute off his time from Woburn to Lexington, took a minute off his time. A good worker. We've got to work his form a little bit. That comes with, you know, more running. You know, people talk about you got to just running. You can have some individual form. There's some basic things you need to work on, all of us, but there's some individual styles. And if you're doing well, you don't want to change too much. But as a freshman, they were 222 and 223 in the state meet. And again, that was his first time doing that. And like Dan Fitzpatrick, he's got a lot of potential. Gets his letter, gets his blue ribbon. Congratulations, Dan. Matt Rubino, second year bar. As I said, Matt is the fourth senior, and I already indicated that I wish I had Matt from the beginning. I am giving Matt the most improved medal, and it is a girl. Fun, look at it. I'm going to come to my room tomorrow and I'll have the guy, okay? So, hold on. So, I'll get to the guy next, but you're getting, because his improvement was outstanding this year. Not only in his times, but he was key in all our wins. Like I said, he went back and forth between the fourth and fifth spot. 69 to Caplin Memorial, 134 in the state. Average place like Anup was around that 7.5. So they were, like I said, right there, and they were very consistent in that. And we need that. The fifth and sixth runners, the fourth and fifth runners are very, very important. As important it is to be the top runner, but the number one runner gives you that 1 point. It's really low to score. You need those fourth and fifth runners to be just as consistent. And Matt Rubino is another one. He's a very, very hard worker, and I really appreciate the effort, and his own improvement says it all, I think. Congratulations, Matt.
What?
Why are you standing behind me?
Well, looks like the first one. Josh Sims. 8th average. Josh had a rough second half this season. He had a great first half because he was healthy, and we've had this happen to Anup. Some of our other runners. He got the shin splints, but again, Josh, I didn't even have to tell him. Josh came out, maybe the captain still, but he came out to every practice, the second half, even though he couldn't run, he came out. And he helped me, or he watched, and he participated. So he ran half the meets. He earned his letter because in the meets he did, his average place was 8th. He had to stop her on the 5th of October. Josh, I think, out of the 3 freshmen, has the most experience running when he came in, so he was stronger. And he can start off next year just going right to town, and he was key in our first wins, and he's got a lot of potential. So he earns his first year letter. He gets the big ribbon, and the dad to put on it. Lester Sullivan. Lester gets the, and it's a guy. Every year I get these from the same place. And they always change it. I don't know why they don't make the guy and the girl a lot more distinguishable. It just drives me. I know this is a guy. Lester I'm giving the most dedicated to. Lester is just very dedicated. I was saying to his mother one day at a meeting, he just helps me with, not only to the sport, and Lester didn't win any races, and he didn't even come in second or third, and he was probably to the middle or just below the middle in races, team-wise. I think his average place, I don't even know if it was 12th, which is not bad, but you see, here's a good example of someone that's working so hard at it, and in his own way, he was improving, and near the end, he was getting better and better. His races at the state meet, 186 at the state wasn't shabby at all, and his times at the Lexington meet was better because he's working at it. You know, this running doesn't come easy to some people. It comes easy to some people, it doesn't come easy to other people. Even if you're working hard at it, it doesn't come easy. And I don't think it necessarily comes easy to Lester, but he's willing to work at it. He is very dedicated, he was there all the time, working hard, and he's going to make a great captain, and I'm really glad that he's on the team. And second year bar and most dedicated guy. All right, let's do, let me do three big trophies for the guys to throw. Extremely rude. Okay. Is there someone here from the Booster Club that would like to present this?
Yes.
I'll say a few words, and then if someone would like to present it.
She also has something for all.
Oh, okay. That's great.
I can see it this way.
Oh, that's all right. I'll just say, actually, if you don't mind, you can open it as well. My comment about this award is that I checked with the athletic office, read the information about all the awards. I knew anyway. But I want to make it clear, this is the 10th Player Award. The 10th Player Award is, and now that you know me, for me to read it, it really applies to all these awards. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the best runner. A lot of it has to do with determination, dedication. Did you help the team? Were you helping me? Were you helping your teammates? Were you supportive? Were you on time to practice? Did you come to all the practices? Did you see me when you couldn't come to practice? There's all these things that, did you come and help other kids during the week when you didn't have to practice? Did you come to a meet that you could? All those things account for, you know, team play. Again, this is the time to recognize excellence, and I think, I'll say it again, because I think it's so important that you see it in people like Scott, and you see people like Matt, Danielle, and Maureen. You see that, and that's the only way teams get better. So this is the 10th Player Award to the boys. Now, why don't you read that now?
Okay, for the extraordinary demonstration of good sportsmanship, determination, self-improvement, superlative work ethic, and positive team attitude, the 1999-2000 Burlington High School Dick Zone 10th Player Award, presented by the Booster Class, goes to Anup Patel.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Sure, I have some books for the kids, an autograph page in the back if you all want to write some notes, especially to the seniors that are leaving. And we apologize for the tardiness. We had a few problems we won't bring up, but at least you're here.
Thank you very
And
much.
I guess I'll put a few on every table, and if you just want to give Mrs. Giacoppo the extras.
next trophy is the Players Award. I don't want to, in all honesty, the Players Award this year, the balloting was close. And that's good, because it means that the team felt there were maybe 2 or 3 people that deserved this. The importance of this, I think, is that it comes from your peers, and they recognize many of the same attributes that I just talked about. I think their choice was excellent this year. I'm not going to say any more about this person because I've said what I've said, but this goes to Scott McCollum, who certainly deserves it. And the last one is the Coaches Award. Well, enough has been said about this person other than to reiterate that he's really a true champion. He's only one of 4 people since I've been doing this, and I'm not sure before that, but I don't think beyond those 4 that I know of that I've taken to all states that not many kids from Burlington have even gotten there. So he's done an outstanding job, and it's a real honor to be able to present this to Matt Giacoppo. Okay. Very nice. Thank you.
Yay!
Oh. When you take the bus rides, you think there are 40 girls on the bus, right, Danielle? And it's just one person. Danielle? What a cheerleader. They got a lot of spirit, they did a good job, and like I said, the 1-8 record really isn't indicative of their performance. But at any rate, let's get to the individual awards. First, April. April got her best home time at the Lexington meet, which means as we went through the season from, we compare home meets because the other courses are different. So the standard we use for my stats generally, and the kids will get this, I had their 97 best time, 90. I keep these records so they can see their improvement. 97, 98, 99, but April got her best time ever at the Lexington meet this year, so that's good. Shows that the average place was 12th. That was and you also improved, I don't know if you're aware of it, but your state coaches to Eastern Mass improved your time in that meet, in that period of, which was just 1 week, 30 seconds, which is a lot of time. So April's a hard worker. She's a skater, so she's doing 2 things at once. And, one of the things I've said about this sport is, it's fine. I want kids to participate in other things and go to meetings and do this. And I think considering the fact that April does, I don't know how she does it, to be honest, her and Laura, they skate and they're on their feet a lot, but they participate and they do real well. So only thing I can say to people that do other things like April is I'm glad she's on the team, and the more she's with us, the better she's going to be. And right now she's doing real well, and she had, I think, a great season, and has earned her 2nd year bar, and hopefully she comes back next year and runs all summer and does even better. I also have, I also had this is for April. I'll give these both now. The MIAA gives a Outstanding Sportsmanship Award every year in the sports, and this year, for the girls, it goes to April. Let me just read this. It says, for exemplifying the true spirit of interscholastic athletic competitions as a demonstration of outstanding sportsmanship. And for the guys, I'm sorry I didn't give it to you earlier, Lester. And that comes from the MIAA. That's an award that they give out. Laura Caplin, also a second year. Did I give you a Caplin bar?
Yeah.
Scott?
I did.
Yeah. I did. Matt?
No, you're in a second year.
Did all three of you guys
You got
have
the wrong
Caplin
bar.
again? You sure?
Wrong one.
All three of you did? Okay. Laura gets her second year. Average place was 10. Generally, Laura was our fourth runner. And Laura had a totally different season, like the last 2 weeks of the year, for some reason. Second in the Lexington race, ninth overall at Lexington. Laura has a lot of potential. 117th comes out and runs a great race at the state meet. Laura has a lot of potential. She's doing a couple things. It's difficult. All I can do again is if she can run a lot off season, if you guys can do even more, you guys both have a lot of potential. Again, I'm glad you're on the team, and I just hope I can get you to keep coming out and working hard. So, congratulations, you're in your second. Anadita. Anadita started off real strong. Actually, the first race, and you killed your time. Second half of the year, you kind of had some breathing problems, and we have a lot of kids. If you don't know this too, the other thing is we've got a lot of kids on the team that have asthma and/or breathing problems. They work through that. It's amazing that they can run and do what they do. Again, it shows a lot of determination and effort on their part. But Anadita, my goal is to get Anadita out even more. I hope you can get out more and run more this summer and fall. I think Anadita is an example of someone that works hard at it. It's not easy for her, but she finishes the races and works hard at it. And Anadita earned a certificate this year for participating. Danielle Joyce, captain this year, captain next year. Second year, 10. You go through a few of the things. 2.5 average place in the league. All-star. This is only after the second year of participating. Remember, Danielle didn't do it her first year. If you don't, I know most of you know that Danielle primarily was track, but Danielle's become, it's because of determination. And, you know, one thing I've learned, and one thing you can do anything you want to do if you want to do it. And just, whether it's in this, or schoolwork, whatever, a lot of it's mind over matter, and you can do it. And Danielle's probably considers herself still a track person, but she's made herself through hard work and determination, an excellent cross-country runner. And I wouldn't be surprised next year to see her in the top 3 in the league, and if she wants to do it, and she'll want to do it, go to all states like Matt did this year. State coach is 22nd in the medal, 32nd in Eastern Mass. Our #1 runner, great captain, great motivator, a great helper in terms of helping me. I'm giving Danielle one of the 2 girls medals this year for just that. I just think above and beyond whatever else I do. We didn't have many girls, and at times we only had 3 or 4 girls out at practice for various reasons, all legitimate. But I think, again, it's a night to recognize excellence in being there all the time, and at every practice. I don't think Danielle missed a practice at all. So I'm going to give her a most dedicated medal, her second-year pin, her captain pin, and congratulations for just a great.
Thank you.
Kelly Marin. Kelly took a minute. Kelly's new this year, came from another school, which I know she went through. We were talking. She was in a situation I was in 30 years ago. Her father was stationed in Quantico. father's retired from the Marine Corps, right? My father was doing the same thing 30 years. We were talking about we're like trading stories. We were all the same bases, all around the world, the country. I did it 30 years ago, and she just finished doing it. And a really nice girl, and a lot of potential, and could really help us next year if she gets out and works hard. She took a minute and a half off her time this year, 128th at state coaches, 9th average place for us. Kelly was generally dependent, third, fourth, fifth. She kind of bounced around, but she was key in all our wins, for sure. I just want Kelly to try to work hard off season and try and develop her skills even more, because I think if she does, she can be a really good runner. Maureen
Tebeau.
Well, you know what? I said it wrong, but I spelled your name right.
Spell the first name right, Mr.
Maurrin. Just kidding. R-I-N. 2 minutes off her best time from last year. I am giving Maureen, without a doubt, the most improved medal. She does have asthma or a form of, and she many times is running. I know she's running in pain. She's, talk about dedication and just it's hard for me sometimes to see her run. I'll say to her, "Do you want to stop?" She looks at me like, "Okay, forget I didn't mention it." And she just keeps on going, and she's, it's hard. It takes a lot of dedication, and she took 2 minutes off her best time. She's a great leader, a great motivator. That's why she's going to be a captain next year. 128th at state coaches. Generally, Maureen, it depended how her race went, but Maureen has been our second runner. She's been our third runner, but she's been key in every single race, and has been just, again, like Danielle. I don't think that Maureen missed a practice without, even when she was doing the palms thing, she was a practice anyway. She just skipped out on everything, which was great. She did a great job.
Okay, I didn't get a picture taken. No, it's too late now.
I'm going to make this last award. I'm going to make these last couple of awards, and then I got to slip out.
No!
Last but not least, Lindsay, the only senior, the fifth senior, the only senior girl, third year. Lindsay's a good example of, right, Lindsay? You couldn't probably run around the school the first time, sophomore year. Just say you could. Right? You could. Yeah. Now she can run 15 miles or something, right? Well, Lindsay always made practice, has always been out working. Another example in Lindsay's case where I don't think it always comes easy for her, but she's willing to come out day after day after day, and within herself, she's improved tremendously. I've seen a big change in her personality and her ability to work with people and to improve her running, and she's just a delightful young lady. I'm going to really miss Lindsay. This is her last year, and she's just, done a great job. 14th average place. Again, didn't win a race, but didn't come in last either. Just worked at it, and showed a lot of dedication. And again, I want to reiterate, this is a sport that's nice because you can be number 1 and you can be number 20, and you can both improve within yourself and feel good about yourself. And all of you should be, because I'm very, very proud of all of you. You've done an outstanding job this year, and I can't wait to get started next year. Well, I can wait a little bit, though. Okay. Lindsay gets her third year class. I did not mean to neglect Danielle's All-Star certificate, but I forgot. But I did, I know. She's very fresh.
Thank you.
Thanks. But I'm used to it. Actually, I did that word. Okay, now the 3 big awards. Would you mind doing that? again, I just want to reiterate that I felt that this person, over the course of several years, has met this criteria.
For the extraordinary demonstration of good sportsmanship, determination towards self-improvement, superlative work ethic, and positive team attitude, the 1999-2000 Burlington High School Dixie Zone 10th Player Award, presented by the Booster Club, goes to my first grade Girl Scout, Lindsay Yaccavonis.
Okay, Players Award. Again, I want to reiterate again with the girls, and again, I think it's a nice sign that there was some closeness in the balloting, which means that there were several girls that the team felt were really dedicated to the sport and worked hard, and I think that says a lot. So this year, the Players Award goes to Maureen Tebeau.
Oh, wait, there.
Hurry up. Hurry up. And the Coaches Award. I guess we probably don't have to guess who's getting this, but I want to say again, I can't say enough about this young lady, and I'm looking for great things from her next year. She's done outstanding, and do it again next year, Danielle Joyce.
Oh, right.
So, in summary, I think we had another great season. I appreciate everyone's help. As you can tell, parents, and if you haven't, I know a lot of you have been around, this is a really unique group of young men and young ladies. They're friends. They spend a lot of time off with each other when they're not on the team, and we just have a lot of fun together. It's a varsity sport. I think my days are doing like the football thing. No offense to, the seriousness. It's a little, has to be, we're serious, but we can be a little bit more, at times, fresh.
It's fun.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Let the boys go first.
Can we just go?
No, I don't want to be. Yes.
Come on.
I can't read lips very well.
Oh, but I can.
Oh, I get it.
You want to? How's that?
Sure, I can flip you out.
Okay. Good.
And I gotta grab. Here.
There's only 3 pictures left.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah, fuck that.
Okay, I remember my freshman year. I was like Lindsay, I couldn't do a lap run at school. Not saying that, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
You know what it says? You did so well.
But yeah. Well, anyway, I couldn't do a lap, and now like Mr. Wood's coaching skills and his dedicated skills and advice to us, I'm able to do, well, good. I did pretty good this year. And we have some gifts here. I don't know if you guys want to say anything.
Well, I had a cool. I was a freshman. High school didn't really offer me too much. It was the first few weeks of school. I was feeling bad in school. Well, not really bad, but not really good. Kind of like cross country was like a door that opened up for me. It made me feel good inside, having success and stuff like that. And I couldn't think of a better coach that I've had in anything from Mr. Wood. I mean, he meant a lot to me this 4 years. Not just as a coach, but as a person too. He's a great person and a great friend. And he gave me 4 great years.
I just like to say that by far Mr. Wood is like the greatest person I know.
Hey, good to meet you.
4 years. First started off cross country. Now I have him as a teacher. It's awesome. I love it. First period every day.
He's a good student, too.
Yeah, he really is. Hopefully I'll get an A.
Keep talking, keep talking.
But it's been a great 4 years. I can't picture it any difference. I think Mr. Wood. That's very nice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, present.
Well, the team chipped in, and we all got a gift from Mr. Wood. Would you like to come up and open it now? In front of everybody?
He's a shout. And this is a gift certificate for
We've been saying anything about Matt Kaya, though. It's not that.
Matt Carr.
Oh, wait, we're still open to it. No, let's open it. You open it front.
That's over. I really appreciate this. It's not necessary, but I do appreciate it. I hope it's nice. Look at that. The calendar.
We got a calendar.
Isn't that cool? Oh my God, who made that? It's got like scenes from Meets and...
Be a bestseller.
That is really nice. That is really nice. Is it a 2000? Yeah. Oh, it is. It's going to go. I love these blankets, I got to tell you.
What does it say?
It says, yeah, I know. Coachwood VHS 99. Isn't that nice? We've had some cold Saturdays where I know Scott's brother one year gave me a shirt. I was so cold. I'll bring this now. This is very nice. Thank you so much. Okay, now what?
No, this other one here.
Do I have to open these
Let
two?
me do that last.
Let me do this. That's really nice.
That's okay.
Well, you guys gave me a nice one last year, and now I've got another one to put up. I got a room where I keep all this stuff. This is really, really nice. What's that mean? Many balls have. Thank you, Perry. That is. These are like the nicest gifts because they remind me, down the line. Okay, now that's it, right?
Nope.
That's so
Danielle and I want to get you.
Well, we weren't done yet.
Today we. It's beautiful.
Okay, I know this has got to be a gag. Can I read the card at home?
Yeah,
I like reading the cards at home. Sorry, I had to. Danielle and Maureen, I'm sorry. No, that's,
Here, there's extra one, there's extra in there for you.
oh,
Everyone is looking at how people are gonna
love you, Mr.
do
Wood. That is so sweet, thank you. Thank you, that is so nice. One for you,
Oh, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Good, good. Let me take those.
Oh, yeah, so,
Well, I didn't want to, can I read those at home?
Yeah, we have these.
Can I read those at home?
Yeah, we got them all here. And it's got for all you helping, timekeeping and staff and stuff. And that's from, all out. And the support you give us.
Mr. Gillis can be very nice.
Right, Kenny? Now you know how much up.
Thank you very much, guys. That was very, very nice.
We have some flowers for Mrs. G and Laura because they were always there at the meets and Mr. Giacoppo, come here.
Thank you, Mr. Giacoppo.
With that dog, what about it?
Other guys want to come up here if you like.
I already know.
Like Kenny?
No.
Do you want to come up here?
No.
No. Lindsay, you're on me. This is our beautiful senior Lindsay. We're gonna miss you. That little gift. Come up here and get it. Do not open in front of this audience.
We got 14. We got a little card. Anu, you can be first up. I hope it's not appropriate.
can we show these?
This all reminded me of you, Anu.
I'll be calling you in the morning.
I got your hair dye.
That's cruel.
That, Rubino. We got you a gift tip because we didn't know Giacoppo.
I know, we got it.
Isn't that?
Oh, God, I'm gonna fall asleep. I really am. He's coming to school with Mom.
Danielle. So, sorry. Oh, great.
You might not want to open it.
It's in that box.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can open this. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what's in the rest of the box?
No, I'm sorry. No, I got a present for Maureen. You can open it up. Open it.
While Maureen's opening that, I just want to, again, with the parents, you really see what a lucky lucky I am. What a nice group of young people we have here. Thoughtful. Hey, girls like that. They don't like dolls.
Picture. You've been sober, that's it.
I'll put the dog, hold it up high.